Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami, George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger, Albert Campman. It's springtime. You know what's going on, guys. Playoffs, every sport imaginable. Let's start with Spotlight, the top teams and individual highlights. Boys tennis, WPIAL 2A. North Catholic 4, Valley 1, the first ever team title for the Trojans. And in 3A, Gateway came back and toppled North Allegheny 3-2. Softball.
Wait a minute. We played tennis. We played North Allegheny tennis.
Did you?
This is going to be a run. This is not going to stop here.
They're good, huh?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, softball. Seneca Valley pitcher Lexi the Flame Hames, a no-hitter, 5-0 win over Cannon Mac. 18 strikeouts. She has now over 900 career Ks. Abby Kalkowski, Seneca Valley, 2 home runs, 5 RBI. Claire Cotwick, North Catholic, 5 RBI. Aliva Hartzell of Union AC Valley, 5 hits. Lily Staub, Montauk, home run, 3 RBI. Haley Beatty of Montauk, 4 RBI. And Karn City pitchers Abigail Dunlap and Lyric Reed combined for a no-hitter, 12-0 win over Forest. Kennedy Brown, North Catholic, 4 RBI. In baseball, Dustin Cohan of Freeport, a no-hitter, 8-1 win over Highlands. He struck out 13. And pitcher Jacob Jones of Karn City had 12 Ks. Softball playoffs, WPIAL number 1 seed is Hempfield. They nosed out Seneca Valley with a 1-0 win late in the season. So Seneca Valley, number 2, the defending champs, looking for a 3rd title in the last 4 years. Only one 6A team advances because there are only 9, so you got to win it all to advance to the PIAA. Number 3 is Pine North Allegheny. Number 5 is Pine Richland. In 4A, Knock 17-3. They're a number 3 seed. In 3A, Elwood City 10-8. They're a number 3 seed. And in 2A, Riverside is a number 11 seed. WPL baseball.
Hold up, Eddie.
Yeah.
One thing we want to tell the fans: in softball, you don't have to have a great team. You have to have a great pitcher. It's the only sport that can be won.
Yeah.
With an individual.
And
Sunny Valley might have 6 other girls. I don't know about that.
Well, but Hempfield's supposedly the best.
But Hempfield's a great pitcher, too. That's what I'm saying. So that game's going to be 1-0 again.
Right. And Hempfield's supposedly the best hitting team, and yet they only got 1 run off Lexus. Yes. All right, WPL baseball, 6A playoffs, number 1, North Allegheny, 14-6. They're the defending champs and looking for a record 10th title. Number 3 seed, Seneca Valley, 14-6. They're looking for the first title since 2014. They're a number 5 seed. Number 5, Butler, 10-8. They're in the same bracket. They would meet North Allegheny. Seneca Valley's in the other bracket. Unfortunately, Butler is 0-6 against those 2 teams this year. In 5A, number 2 is Pine Richland, 17-3. Number 16 seed is Mars. And in 4A, number 7 seed is Knock. In 3A, number 1 seed is Riverside, 13-2. Number 2 seeds is their nemesis, Avonworth, 17-3, and the defending champs. But Riverside coach Dan Oliastro, 81, looking for a record 7th title. He has 3-star pitchers. Christian Lucarelli, 4-1, headed to Duke. Zach Hare, 5-0, headed to the Rock. And one of the best relief pitchers around in high school, Hunter Gavin.
It's Garvin.
Garvin, excuse me. Right. He has a big 3 right there, but don't forget, Avonworth beat them last year.
Yeah, and Avonworth can beat them again. I mean, I followed both of them. They're very close. They're going to decide who they're going to pitch. That's the hardest thing for Coach Oliastro. Hare has pitched better than Lucarelli. And Lucarelli's a big-time pitcher. So that's going to be a great.
And when you say big time, they are big because Lucarelli's 6'3", 225, and Harris 6'4", 225.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. When you mention that, it's one and done here in the playoffs, but there were some people proposing a best-of-3 series. I'm glad they didn't go to it. That would just stretch it out. They
only got
18 in July.
Come
on. It's way too much.
Yes.
Freeport, 13-6, they're a number 13 seed, and then 1A Rochester is in the playoffs at 9-7. Track and field, the District 9 Karn City Girls 98, Redback Valley 52. It's a 3rd straight undefeated KeySack title for the Lady Gremlins. They just dominate up there.
Our show has them on winning over and over and over. I'm telling you, it's amazing what they do up there.
WPIAL boys 3A, Norwin 78, North Allegheny 72, their first title since 1977. Butler was third. Girls 3A, Norwin 83, North Allegheny 67, their first title since 2008. Butler was third. This sweep by Norwin was the first time that's happened since 2012. And get this, that sweep prevented the North Allegheny boys and girls from adding to their combined WPIAL record of 27 titles.
Yeah, they win a lot of things. They're still looking at boys basketball, but they win everything else.
And girls at 2A, Quaker Valley 101, North Catholic 49. Girls lacrosse playoffs 2A WPIAL. Number 1 Mars looking for a third straight title. Boys volleyball. Number 1 seed, you want to guess who that is?
Yeah, I know it is.
It's North Allegheny. Number 2, Seneca Valley. They always go head-to-head. It's a great rivalry. And in 2A, Mars, number 6 seed. They're the defending champs. And the number 4 seed is North Catholic. Here's some special things. Knox softball. Freshman shortstop Emerson Jones, who has 10 home runs, 37 RBIs, batting .528. She was named a Tribune Review Athlete of the Week. North Catholic girls 4x100 relay team took first at the Penn Relays of Franklin Field. Daphne Floral, Alexis Stoltz, Ella Eiler, and Siva Cresta.
That's quite an accomplishment.
That's quite an achievement,
Yeah.
yes. And Butler's Aubrey Rock, she sets a school record in the long jump with a leap of 19 feet, 2.25 inches at a last chance meet at West Mifflin.
That's a jump.
That's a heck of a jump.
Yes.
Great
19 feet.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
When's that record going to be
That's
broken?
That's
pretty-
a great jump.
That's impressive.
All right, our stories of the week, Major League Baseball, the Pirates. Is this a story? They fired Derek Shelton after 5+ terrible seasons. I'm not putting it all on him. He's a scapegoat. Don Kelly, who was born in Butler, lives in Mars. He's the new interim coach. And you know what? Nothing against him. Good luck to him. But all the platitudes we've heard before about Shelton, same thing with every new manager. He has a high baseball IQ. He loves the game. They say that about everyone.
And what do you want him to say? He works cheap?
Yeah. So if you took Kelly and said that and gave him he was a Dodgers manager. Oh yeah. Then take the Dodgers manager and give him the Pirates.
See how he does.
And see how he does. So
You bring Connie Mack in.
yeah.
Put him in a suit and dugout. Yeah.
Stengel. I don't care who you bring in there.
My friend used to say when situations like this, you'd bring this up, he'd go, "What's the difference?" And what's the difference? The last 32 years, only 4 winning seasons.
You know what's sad about that, though?
Yeah.
I told you, I thought they were really good this year. You have Reynolds, who I thought was always a good player.
Boy, he's struggling.
He's pathetic.
He's
You
struggling.
got Bednar, who, remember, I said this 2 or 3 years ago. I counted on him being one of the top 3 rivers in baseball. Can't get anybody out. Besides having the
He has improved since he came back.
improved is improved.
It's not, but he's not the closer he once was.
No, not even close.
Right.
But I'm saying, George says it best. Not only do they don't have good players, but their luck ain't good either. I mean,
There was a game last week in which, what's his name, Canero, the outfielder.
Yes.
He batted 5th with a 140 batting average. I've never seen that in Major League Baseball, ever. Hitting one.
You'll see a lot of Evers with Pittsburgh.
It's a situation where I heard some Pirate fans saying they hope Kelly can salvage this season. Maybe they meant savage this season. I don't know where you're going to go from here. You know, Shelton is the scapegoat. He had a .410 winning percentage. It's the worst of any Pirate manager. But you can't put it all on him. And when you have Charrington, you say the future of the Pirates, and Nutting, close your eyes. What do you see? Nothing.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Not even one.
And he says he gave them the tools. Would somebody ask him, what tools did he give them? Their budget's less than it was 6 years ago.
I went to when the Pirates played the Cubs and Skeens pitched on a Thursday. Beautiful day. I thought, man, I told the guys, I said, we better get there early. It's going to be 30,000. There's only 13 there that day. And I would say 3,000 were Cubs fans.
Yeah, it's dropping off, no question.
Now, if you think Shelton was the only scapegoat in this, in another major move, the Pirates fire. Are you ready for this? The run prevention and game planning coach, Bradley had it. What the? Am I allowed to swear? What the heck is that?
It's
That's
too
fine.
Now, you go to him when they're playing.
What's it called again?
The run prevention. Now you're playing the Yankees and Aaron Judge. What's the plan today, Radley? Don't let him on base. We're playing the Dodgers and Ohtani. What's the run prevention?
Yeah.
Oh, is that funny?
Don't let him on base. I never heard of this.
I-
And you wonder why baseball has problems.
Mookie Wilson, Freeman, and Ohtani at the top of the order, and you're wondering why you can't get them out.
Hey, I'm not sure God would take this job with the Pirates, but he could do. All right, we'll see what happens here. Hey, the Pens and Mike Sullivan part ways. Mutual, they're saying. Sullivan to the New York Rangers, where he has a strong nucleus there. He's going to do well. He gets a huge salary increase. Unlike Shelton, Sullivan leaves as the all-time wins leader with the Pens, 409, 255, and 89. 3 cup appearances, back-to-back cups. So I just think it reached a point, no playoffs the last 3 years. He didn't want to go through a rebuild.
Yeah, he wanted. Matt, our producer, knows hockey inside out.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to deal with young people. He didn't want to deal with making a
He
team.
wants a veteran team.
I like him too. I like one too.
Yeah.
Everybody like.
And he's in his position to do that.
Well, I'll say this though. He has no idea what it's like in New York. See, Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
everybody says, "Oh, it's fun."
Well, you
Well, he
want
was an
to.
assistant.
the minute he
there.
loses,
Yeah.
the minute he loses in New York,
Oh, why?
they'll be saying,
But-
"Get him out of there."
But he has a pretty good nucleus.
But pretty good's
there.
not good enough in New York.
Well,
That's what
I'm
I'm
saying. He's going to build on. I think he's going to do well there with Shesterkin. He has a goalie there, and he has some good wingers in Rempe and Kreider and Panarin, and a good center in J.T. Miller. I think he's going to do well there. Now for the Pens under Kyle Dubas, he has to go with this rebuild. So at what point do you say to Malkin and Letang, thank you?
You know what's
We have
interesting?
to move on.
What's a guy who follows hockey? Their 3 best players this year were Letang, Malkin, and Crosby. Do
I
you understand?
understand.
That's the problem.
Everybody thinks the old guys
Yeah,
are
the old guys are
the
their best players. Their young players stink. See, there's a major narrow look at this thing.
I understand. I agree. I've always liked Malkin, but he and Letang are going to be 38. Letang just had another heart procedure. Hope
But
he's
you just get
doing
rid of your
well.
best players. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that means only 7
when,
games.
when do you make a move? That's the point. You know,
You make a move and get better young. That's what I'd say.
Well, they got. Let's say this. They got a long way to go
Yeah, they
before
do.
they become a Stanley Cup.
Crosby's been
contender
unbelievable.
again.
Crosby's
He's one of the top 5 all time.
and he's still one of the top 5 players playing
He's
now.
a great player. All around, no one's
Yes.
better than
And
him.
the coach, when you had another job in 5 days with all the I's dotted, T's crossed, that was in the works way before.
Way
the
before, and he cut his teeth in the National Hockey League with the Rangers, did he not? All right, we'll see what happens. Hey, NFL, the Steelers trade talented but troubled wide receiver George Pickens. You know, in 3 years, he had 174 catches for 2,841 yards, 12 TDs. Do the math quickly. That's 940 yards
4
a year.
tutties a year.
In 2023, he was number 1 in the NFL, 18.3 yards a catch. I have no trouble with the trade. I'm just wondering why now. And if that's the case, why didn't you back in the draft? Why didn't you take a wide receiver? At that point, you went heavy on defense again. There were some receivers out there that they passed up. Big guys, strong, like Trey Harris of Ole Miss, 6'2", 205. Kid I really like, I mentioned him before, Jaden Higgins of Iowa State, 6'3", 210. Ja'Cory Brooks of Louisville, 6'2", 195. And you want a strong, tough receiver, Pat Bryant of Illinois, 6'2", 220. So Jack Sawyer was taken in the 4th round. I love the guy, the linebacker from Ohio State, but it could have gotten him in the 5th round. I'm just wondering why they passed up a wide receiver.
I don't think any of those guys you mentioned are any good. That's why.
Oh, I do. I think Higgins
See,
is
I think,
good.
if there's a case for one guy,
Yeah.
it'd be Higgins.
Yeah.
Other guys stink. I watch them play college football. So remember, this is the pros. You just can't pick a wide receiver, so it doesn't really need one. You got to pick the best athlete you got available, and they did it. That's the way to survive in the NFL. You know, that's the only way to survive.
And I saw this kid play quarterback at Kansas State, too. Let's not act like he's Dan Marino.
They do think he is, though.
Who's that, Jordan?
Howard.
Howard. Yeah, right.
See, they
Now-
look at Ohio State where he had all pros around him. They had 20 guys drafted. It's not the same. I saw him play at Kansas State for years.
Now, DK Metcalf, hello, double teams, underneath, on top. And by the way, He's no stranger to ruffling feathers of players, offensive, and he's gotten in the face of defensive players. So
he's an angel compared to Pickens, though.
yeah, hey, I have no trouble trading Pickens.
Pickens is the worst.
But I'm who are you replacing? You look at the Steelers' wide receiver core; they're at the bottom of the NFL in rating.
Yeah, I would think so too.
I don't think they want to throw the ball.
Now, who's out there? You want Alan Lazard of the Jets? He's 29, caught 37 passes last year. Gabe Davis, who was a star of Buffalo, rehabbing a knee injury, like they picked up Mike Williams and didn't use him. And then Keenan Allen, you want him? He had a pretty good year last year, 70 catches for 744 yards. He's not a burner. And Amari Cooper last year with Buffalo, 20 catches in 8 games. That's it. That's what's out there.
It's hard to find him.
So who's the one that is on the team? The kid from NC State.
Yeah,
the second receiver.
When
I know
you're
this.
looking what's left, it's Roman Wilson.
Yeah,
and
Roman Wilson.
Kelvin
He's
Austin.
Michigan.
Robert Woods is 33.
Okay.
Ben Skoranek, who's their
Yeah,
best,
doesn't
their
sound like
best
a lot.
special teams player, and Scotty Miller.
But they did go out and get Metcalf.
Yes.
I mean, what can you say? It's one of the best teams in football. They went out and got him.
Now, what is it? And they're not the only team. Don't get me wrong here, but down through Martavis Bryant, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, not to mention Brown.
You can go to Plexico if you want to. He
Just
shot himself in
the
the foot.
Steelers and wide receivers. It's just never been a really good situation.
They're divas.
Deontay Johnson.
They're divas.
Yeah.
In the pros, the one position you know that you're going to have trouble with.
And I think
is
Tomlin's
receiver.
been too easy on them all. I think he should have been tougher. I think he should have benched Pickens last year for refusing to block on a goal line because Pickens says he didn't want to get hurt. He wasn't in position. He should have benched him for the next. Should have suspended him and not had him in uniform next day. I think I put some of this blame on Tomlin. He's way too nice with some of these divas, as you call them. All right, let's go to some ponderings. Major League Baseball, a throwback to yesteryear. The days of Rogers, Hornsby, Ruth, Cobb, Ted Williams, DiMaggio, Mays, Aaron, Mantle, Musial, and Pujols. Aaron Judge, listen to this. First in the American League, first in the majors batting average. First in runs scored, 35. First in RBIs, 34. First in hits, 57. Tied for home runs, first, 12. Fourth in doubles, and fifth in triples. He's a throwback. I like watching him play.
Not as he a throwback
He plays
play
hard.
wise, but he doesn't. You don't ever hear anything about him
No.
off the field.
No,
So
no.
I like him better that way. But that he just goes and does his job. I'm so tired of every time reading this guy's a good player, and then I read that whatever. He just does his job.
And when you look at what he's doing, there are only 2 players in Major League Baseball history ever to win the Triple Crown 2 times. That's Rogers, Hornsby, and Ted Williams.
Well, it's not easy to do. It's a long season. But
Well, look in the National League.
He's been great.
The last time you had a Triple Crown winner in the National League was 1937.
Yeah.
Ducky Medwick of the Cardinals.
But he's got to hit in the playoffs to secure his legacy.
Yes.
He can't hit 100 in the World Series.
Great comment, George.
Now, coming soon, Ohtani was the most recent phenom, but they're talking about the next possible phenom, a Seattle Mariners minor league pitcher who's a switch pitcher, Gerangelo Senja. He throws right-handed 99, left-handed 93. Now,
That's funny.
there was a relief pitcher a few years ago who tried to do that. He was the 15th pick in the 2024 draft. Now, there can't be a rule. Does he wear a special glove? He's on the mound. There's a right-handed batter.
That's
He's a
awesome.
left-handed batter. Now you have to bring him out another glove.
Well,
How's this
I'll
gonna
stick with
work?
right-handed. If he throws 99, I'll stick right-handed. Then that's what I'll stick with him righty.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
not?
I never heard that before.
Hey, let's go to your favorite sport. Horse racing. Sovereignty wins the Kentucky Derby, the 151st over the favorite. Journalism on a brutal, muddy
Oh, boy.
track.
Bad
Were
day.
you surprised?
Yeah, I had him.
Did you have him?
Yeah.
We had a guy on our radio show.
Mhm.
He picked him. He had him. I mean, having him second's better than nothing.
Right.
But the thing about it is, that day, between the amount of horses and the mud, I don't know what you learn from.
Well, what makes some horses better on a muddy track than on a dry track? What
Genetics.
is that? What it is?
Yes.
Now,
So I'd say this: that you have to have a great jockey riding that race. because you got to keep them out.
Well, there are no bad jockeys in that race.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the ride. I'm talking about the ride. I'm talking about the ride itself. So you get behind all the front runners, you'll be packed.
He used 7 pairs of goggles.
You'll be packed with mud.
He used 7 goggles.
So you got to be in a stalking position just far enough back to make your run.
Well, let's look back at history at the GOAT. Move over, Tom Brady. Get out of the way. Secretariat, after 50 years, a test of time he's put up with. 1973, the Triple Crown winner with record times in all 3 races. And they're still standing, those records. He did the Derby, the mile and a quarter in 1:59.40, the Belmont Stakes, a mile and a half in 2:24 by 31 lengths.
He wasn't pushed. Yeah.
31
You know, I
lengths.
believe all 20 horses in the Derby were descendants of Secretariat
Yes,
in some way.
that's true.
Yeah.
Good point. And the Preakness, 153 in the mile and 6/10.
People in the horse racing industry bow down to him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand? Little kids cried when he you know.
Did you hear they did an autopsy? His heart was huge.
Is that what it was?
Bigger. Well, I don't know if that was the reason.
Okay.
But the horse had a humongous heart.
So, and when I was looking around and wondering what about the horses today and what Secretariat, and a lot of that they say is nutrition and training and resting them.
Well,
and,
what has happened, and now we've talked
you
about
know this
it.
more than
Well,
I
no,
do.
just the short version is they used to breed them to race. Now they breed them to breed.
Now, so the nutrition becomes a fact, and you got specialists.
In a year or two, they're going to be studying them out twice a day. They're not going to be racing as a 5-year-old in the Travers.
And what's that stud fee?
Oh, it's expensive.
Yeah. Now I heard when like Secretariat would be waiting and they'd be bringing the horses down.
They warm them up with a JV horse. That's true.
He was already going wild.
Yeah,
he already knew what was going
you
on.
do twice a day. They go, go get the big boy, and they warm up the lady horse.
Yeah.
Then they bring the big boy over, and they do it twice a day.
Yes, sirree.
Secretariat, he is the GOAT.
Oh
Forget
yes,
about it.
yes.
Hey, NBA, so long, Pop. San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich retires 6 months after a stroke, 30-plus years, NBA all-time win leader, 5 NBA titles, U.S. Air Force Academy grad who majored in Soviet studies, and he was the first coach to go across the globe and grab players from all over the place and bring them to the NBA. Now everyone copycats what he did.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites because he doesn't take credit. He'll say, listen, if you have bad players, you're losing. If you have good players, you're winning. I know why I won.
You know, that's a great point.
Yes.
And what I like what you're saying, he said, there are a lot of smart people around, he said, so I want to listen to everyone else. He brought a coach in from, the Italian team?
Oh, sure.
To be his assistant coach.
Oh, he's
and
a
woman.
And a woman.
He brought
Becky
in,
Hammond first.
Uh-huh.
Remember, Ginobili and
Parker.
were
And we've said before, it's a matter of time when some college team, men's team, is going to hire a woman to coach a team.
Oh, no
Why
question.
not? What are they waiting
It's
for?
coming.
Yeah,
Dawn Staley would be the first right now.
I agree with you. Hey,
she has
guys.
the same language as the.
No, she used the same words. Yeah,
She knows that word well.
She and Patina, that would be a dead heat.
So, Pop, he had players from France and Spain and Italy and all over.
There's a story on Pop. Pop started. I don't know if this is a negative. Depends on your point of view. He started this resting thing. He was big on the rest days, and what would happen?
No shoot around.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
I mean, no
not
days
playing
off.
the
You don't
games.
play tonight. Like he would have Timmy Duncan, and he would rest. He and Ginobili, and Parker would go to him. He'd say, "Pop, I'm not as old as those guys. I don't need tonight off." But he was the beginning guy of what they called load management.
I'm one of the negatives.
I know you are.
That reminds me of one of my favorite stories when Wilt Chamberlain was playing with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Ramsey was a coach, and they were going for that 33 straight wins. They won the and so he sent the ball boy up to Wilt's hotel room and said, "Coach says shoot around at 12. Wilt said, "Tell Coach, does he want me now? Or does he want me tonight? So I'm only leaving this room once."
That's about it.
Hey, a sign of things to come in college athletics. The University of Kentucky's athletic department is gone. It is now replaced by a limited liability holding company, a corporation or LLC, created to buy and control the ownership interest of other companies. So move over AD. On top of the AD is the CEO now.
Sure.
And the AD just handles scheduling and that, all the financial stuff, all the deals. Now you have NIL managers also. It's become a huge corporate enterprise.
It's an 8-figure business. You have to take care.
So they thought it was going to be just camps.
Yeah.
They thought it was.
They hired Shaq the other day, Arizona State. They hired Shaq as a GM now, Albert.
Camps.
Yeah.
We're always going to have little.
A couple tennis camps.
Yeah, so you don't refer to the University of Kentucky Athletic Department. You refer to the University of Kentucky Athletic.
I'm just so glad I grew up
Company.
when I did. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm glad.
Hey
when
guys,
I got a scholarship, I was so excited. Today they said, "Wait, I don't want a scholarship.
What comes with it?
What's this for? Where's my $4 million at?" Jeez.
hey, Kurt Signetti is accusing Notre Dame and Miami of hoarding $40 million each in NIL money. Coach, come on, Coach, keep quiet. This is the haves and the have-nots, and you're a have-not. That's just the way it is.
He was on the game day, and Saban was there, and he's running this check my resume crap that he does. Google me. So they were done, and he said, "Will you learn anything from Coach Saban?" Saban jumps up. He said, "You didn't learn that crap talking from me." He said,
"Hey, and if he wants to get angry even more, Notre Dame and Clemson ink a 12-year home and away deal with the ACC blessing, TV revenue, everything, and then you're talking over this 12 years." Over $3 billion.
With a B,
It's going to further change the landscape of college football. More conferences shifting and moving, teams coming, and more of these big games being brought together because TV.
Opening week, Ohio State, Texas.
Yeah,
what do you want?
Notre Dame, Miami.
Yeah,
both that weekend.
It's money.
That's it for us. Run out of time. We'll see you next time.
At Armstrong, our goal is delivering the best possible experience to our customers. We hold our work to high standards, and the safety of our employees, as well as the community, is essential. Our employees, business partners, and equipment are easily identifiable. We strive to be as unintrusive as possible, restoring public and private property to the way we found it. Because at Armstrong, it's not just about getting the job done, it's about doing it right and doing it safely.